Hamlet is a good book and has very important themes.
I don't see why we have to read it. Hamlet is just based off The Lion King anyway.
Yo, this teacher want me to read Shakespeare? She crazy. I'm 18, I can't even read.
The children are rebelling, the teachers have lost control. We need to read Shakespeare.
DJ Khaled! Hey! Yeah! All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got
Today on the show, we have Hannah and Carolyn, a mom and daughter from Alabama. Carolyn doesn't see the need to read classic literature like Hamlet because she feels she can get the same themes from books that are more contemporary, like Perks of Being a Wallflower. Her mom, Hannah, is promoting the importance of reading the works of Shakespeare. At the bottom of your screen, you will see live tweets from our audience chiming in for today's show.
That's right, Maury, I am. I can't have my daughter being a literate fool who only reads US Weekly.
Mom!
I went to Alabama's finest institution, the University of Alabama, and they taught us the benefit of reading. Learning themes. Themes contain life lessons, and sometimes when you come from a family as good as ours, you won't learn lessons about betrayal, family problems, and depression from your real life.
First of all, I want to make it clear that the only reading material I own is not US Weekly. I do read great literature, but it's great contemporary literature. I can learn the same themes from, for example, Perks of Being a Wallflower. Charlie, the main character, feels all alone in his home, even though it is filled with people. His sister has a slightly abusive relationship with a boyfriend Charlie hates. And he experiments with drugs with his new friends as an escape. These are real-world, everyday problems. Hamlet has archaic sword fights with poison-tipped weaponry.
Hamlet is a classic, but Perks is more applicable to modern teenage life. Before we move on, I'd like to give each of these ladies a chance to make a counterpoint. Use specific examples because, admittedly, I only read the SparkNotes in high school.
Hamlet isn't all about sword fights. It's about how the ends don't always justify the means. Hamlet is angry at his mother because her new husband, his uncle, probably killed his father. So he decides to pretend to be crazy in order to eventually kill the newly crowned King Claudius. In the process, he drives his ex-girlfriend, whom he probably actually still loves, to commit suicide and accidentally kills her father. At the end, he is killed in a sword fight pre-planned by his uncle. No, maybe the story isn't adaptable to modern life, but the message is. Hamlet causes the reader to ask herself, is this going to help me in the long run?
Is the message also that it's okay for men to hate women and that women should be pushovers? One of the most famous scenes, which wasn't even great in my opinion, was the Get Thee to a Nunnery scene. Hamlet becomes violent with Ophelia and verbally berates her, and she just stands there like she can't do anything. Should I take away that men can be like that to women? Great idea, Mom.
Don't be ridiculous, honey. That isn't the message. Back when this book was written, women were treated badly and expected to be pushovers. Hamlet exhibits misogyny, but in modern times, we get an authentic glimpse of history and society in the 1600s that you cannot get in Perks of Being a Wallflower, or any contemporary literature for that matter.
But what about the other themes that are so important, like betrayal? Don't you think Claudius murdering his brother to take the throne and no one investigating the untimely death of a beloved king is a bit unrealistic? Let alone unrelatable, don't you think sexual abuse by a family member with resulting mental complications is much more prevalent in our society? While both characters feel isolated afterwards, Charlie's situation relates directly to a high school setting. He is scarred by unhealthy relationships, yet he manages to overcome it to form two healthy friendships to Patrick and Sam. For teenagers, it is easier to relate to an instance of sexual abuse.
That is true, but Shakespeare's tragedy has an element lacking in today's literature and society. Unhappy endings. Many of the books adolescents read today have some sort of resolution at the end, when in reality is not always the case. Shakespeare is unique in the fact that almost no one gets it right, which is a lesson teens need to learn.
We can find the same themes in modern literature. It's really important to read the books. I'm going to side with Hannah on this one, although Carolyn makes a good point with the themes of Perks of Being a Wallflower. The benefits of reading classic literature reside even in the vastly different world of today.
And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say yeah.